All right. Test.
What do we got? Convincing idiots.
Convincing idiots.
Called it ham gravy.
I informed them that I sided with the stat man, not just anyone's opinion, the stat man Brian Fisher.
These kids today.
Jingle All the Way is in fact the best Christmas movie of all time.
I need to get Grandma a present, and my herpes is flaring up. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yo. I'm the millennial
We're
Santa.
three friends representing three different generations. That's our whole shtick. That's our thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nick got the whole poop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing in the sea
Cajun.
breeze, holding a turd, just mightily. I'm just going hitting hats.
Anyway, on a lighter note,
4, 3.
And welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the vodcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean, the Zennial, as they tell me.
I'm Brian, Gen X.
Hello there, my name is Nicholas, and I'm a millennial. And if you have never treated yourself to this show before, well, let me tell you, this is Convincing Idiots. As we said, we are three friends that represent three different generations, and we like to get together once a week. We talk about nerd culture, pop culture, all kinds of fun things, whatever's on the brain, sports,
And sword
music, movies, sword fights. There's definitely sword fighting going on. And if you would like any of those things and would like to join us, come. You've already found us here.
Whip it out.
Whip it out. Go whip out your cursor and go and find on your computer machine. Find Google. Type in Convincing Idiots Linktree, LINKTREE, and there what you will find is, like you would imagine, a tree of links to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, our YouTube channel, our email address, all that good stuff, everywhere that you can listen to our podcast. So be sure to go there. Please like and subscribe all of those pages. And accounts. Also, we have a website. You can go there if that suits your needs. ConvincingIdiots.wordpress is where you will find that. Similar links are there for you as well as little tidbits about us, ways you can help the show, things of that nature. But if you are already have made it this far, we greatly appreciate your time and your ear holes. And so now we are just going to
Take a breath.
We're just going to wing it. We're just going to go. Let's just go.
Take a breath after that. Jesus, man.
Yeah, let's just go. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to tell people because we're so exciting and this is so exciting. So it's there's a lot to say. Well, thank you. It's not the first time I've heard that from you.
Mm-mm. Or shown you.
Not many other people say that, but you do a lot, and I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So,
Brian.
speaking of being excited, I'm excited to know what Brian's
About
been up
Brian?
to. Yeah, since the last time
Come on,
we
I
talked
want
to
to
him.
hear it. Come on.
What you been doing, Brian?
Let us know.
Well,
All right, so enough time with that.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
had all that build up. I was so excited, and then it just went limp on me,
we
and
just
I'm like,
lost
that
interest.
yeah, I got a new hat, and a new shirt. So that's two things.
There you go.
So
Is
That's
that
good.
your
Looking
hat
good.
new?
What
If you-
you
yes, it
scoot up
is.
for YouTube there so to show everybody, Brian?
yeah, if you can't, if you're just listening to us right, I have a black Cleveland Cavs hat with a camo back. Cleveland Cavaliers play very well. They are one game out of the Eastern Conference so they're playing very, very well this year. The All-Star game's going to be in Cleveland here in a couple of weeks. Yeah, they're terrific. They're definitely they're playing better at this stage than they thought with their young talent. So very exciting.
Who would
around
have
the
thought?
Cleveland area. We are in Northeast
That
Ohio.
they knew how
if
to
you
play
guys don't know.
basketball without LeBron James. Crazy.
Yeah. Now there's
Well, for the
rumors
longest
that
time, they
maybe-
proved that they couldn't do it. But
Right.
I am happy to see them doing so well now. As Dean said, they were really bad for a really long time. They drafted
Mhm.
LeBron, and then he drug some pretty dog shit teams to finals appearances and things like that.
Yeah.
Left. They instantly went back to being terrible. and then immediately were finals contenders the second he came back. So
Right.
it's good to see them finally making some noise with the guys that they have drafted and developed, and the team around those guys. So
Absolutely. Rumor has it maybe LeBron returns another time. We'll see. We will
I've
see.
heard that too.
I think he returns to actually retire.
His
I think
last
he signs.
season. Yep.
No, I
Well-
don't think he plays another game for the Cavs. I think he
No.
signs a deal with them to retire.
I think he comes back maybe next season and takes this young talent's already playing very well, and he would be a great role player on that team and take this team around him now would be probably the best top to bottom team that maybe even won the finals in 2016 with this young talent. If after another
that
year,
Kyrie team
we'll
was-
see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, the team.
We'll see.
you think about-
That was pretty good. They were pretty good.
They're
Obviously,
they're a more
they won the
well-rounded
championship.
team now, I would say.
Speaking of that,
I
though,
think so. Anyway, so exciting around here with the Cleveland Cavs. I'm also wearing from $6shirts.com. Give them a shout out here.
Let's see
It
get
is
them up
a
there. Let's see that
yeah.
barrel chest of yours.
Thank you. It looks like the Los Angeles Raiders logo. It says Raiders, but it has a Tuscan Raider
What'd you
face with the gaffy sticks like the Oakland Raiders swords. So I figure this week's the Super Bowl. We'll do a little bit of nerdy NFL look here. So yeah, that's one thing. But on a more important level, on Saturday, a bunch of us got together, coordinated by Keith Porter, who I do the It Came From Gen X podcast with, that I went to high school with for many, and have been friends for many years. Him and a friend of ours, Amy Cooper, who's the wife of John Cooper, one of my oldest friends. They put together this event, a Hallie's house. So basically, Hallie was a girl that Keith knew years ago and was inspired by her in her giving. She was putting together gift bags for homeless people as a teenager.
Okay.
And it made
Oh,
made Keith reflect on, geez, here's a young person doing something good for some folks that are, in need. And he's like, she's doing more than I'm doing and my church is doing in, the past year or so. Anyway, so it stuck with him for a while. So he and Amy got together, coordinated this event, and people came in. A lot of folks came in on Saturday, brought all kinds of donations of, things that someone, down on their luck might need. Just simple stuff, even like scarves, socks, hats, toothbrushes, that type of stuff. And we put together all these bags, and they were donated to a local homeless shelter, and they were distributed yesterday. Most of them were, and the shelter and the folks that got them are very grateful. So, so it's Hallies, a Hallie's house. So, they're looking to try to do something on a more regular basis. So if folks are looking to contribute and donate, you could probably find them out there on Facebook here soon. But anyway, just a worthwhile cause. That was very nice on Saturday evening. Just I need to do more stuff like that, frankly, but it was good to show up and contribute and see some friends. It was just a really nice, fulfilling evening.
You definitely have to offset, the shittiness of you as a person. So
that's correct. Yeah, a lot of making up to do yet.
Right. You have to
the 90s alone was that's a lot.
Right.
That's a lot for me. So I got a lot of making up to do yet. Yeah. So how about you, Dean? How are you? Go ahead.
I'm fine. Nothing really to announce or whatever. We're just plugging away, getting Megan and her daughter moved in here.
Yep.
Got Carter's room set up, and he's in there, sleeping in there now.
I saw that. He looked very content and happy.
Very content, but it's also different because, like, he grew up, the room that he grew up in was his baby room and his, toddler room. And now he's got, like, this grown-up room, and he's got his own TV, and I don't know. It's crazy to think.
Yeah.
I had to go back in there, and I'm like, hey, you can come out here and hang out with me if you want.
Forget that shit.
Yeah.
He's got his own space.
He did come out here a little bit today. I turned the internet off without him knowing, so he came out and hung out with me for a few minutes. So that was nice.
You think about that as a kid. It's just like that. when you get your room like that and you're allowed to do what I mean, and I know as a kid, my parents let me decorate. Talked about this on prior episodes. I had all kinds of shit. It's like my home today. It's probably just
Right.
carried right on over. So I had
Right.
Star Wars shit as a kid and Kiss and all movie monster stuff. And like I said, same shit in my house right now to this day. But yeah, when you have your own space like that, that's your first piece of little independence there, you know? So
Sure.
it's, yeah. So, but it is hard.
It
On the other
is.
side of it. It's hard to watch the kids grow up. I remember Peyton coming to me one
Yep.
day and saying, my room is too babyish. And
Right.
basically, it needs to change right now. This is it. So
Yep.
she was probably like 8, 9, 10 years, something like that. But it was whatever we had. No,
If that's how old
it's
he's
done.
10, you know.
Yep. It was time to change. New color scheme, more grown up stuff, and then we did it again when she was a teenager. Whole new repaint, anything she wanted, that type of stuff. And now, if she's in there for 3 minutes, I'm happy.
Right.
You know. So but anyway. She doesn't live with me, if you guys don't know that out there. My daughter's 21 and growing up, so yeah, enjoy it while you can.
Well,
I know you will.
Yeah. Well, that's about it. Enough with me. Nick, what about you? What's going on with you? Well, don't say that about the listeners. That's not nice. Oh, only we can hear him? Oh, that's weird. Yeah, but Nick, I mean the listeners aren't that bad. You think what of them? That's insane.
Yeah, he was just saying that he is turning away completely from all Canadian sports teams and everything.
And girls.
Yep.
Which is, hey, I support you. Whatever you do.
Can't hear you.
We can't hear you, numbnuts.
There we go. I apologize for having to step away.
That's fine.
My wife heard a noise outside somewhere in the neighborhood, so that's where I was.
Well, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's other things that live outside in the world, right?
yeah, it's all. There's people that have garages. They do stuff sometimes outside. So
Sure.
So
well, if I'm of criminal intent, if I see Nick pop out of that house, questioning me what I'm doing, I am getting the hell out of there.
Yeah, you're gonna be scared. That's right. Yeah,
that's
right.
Gotta
go lay down the law sometimes.
Yeah,
not me. I'm making sweet love to him in the bushes that I'm hiding in.
Oh no, you caught me in the bushes with no pants on. What are you gonna do to me?
Nick wants an inchworm.
Nick pops out and says, "My dad's gonna come out here next."
Yeah, right. You just wait. You stay right there.
Here.
You're goddamn right. You're goddamn right. Your dad's about to come.
All right, what did I miss? Where are we at? What are we doing? What's going on?
We're about to ask you, how are you been?
I've been good. This weekend, I went to
chasing bad guys like Batman.
Chasing bad guys like Batman on the downtime. Whenever on the weekend, whenever you got time. I've got Friday stopped out at a brewery called Brighton Brewing Company out in Copley. I believe they opened this summer.
Okay.
But they're like near Copley Circle there.
They're meaning to get there.
Really good beer. Actually, I meant to open one of theirs tonight. Really good beer, very nice people, really big place, like nice open spacious place. I got a pool table over there and a lot of table games and things like that. So we typically eat at the pizza place next door, Big Star Pizza. So I went there to go pick up a pizza, and I'm like, well, from now on, I'm just gonna go to this brewery, or I'll go to the pizza place, order, and then go sit over there, have a beer, and then pick it up and go home.
There you go.
So Big Star Pizza was closed, but alas, I went and had a beer because it was like I was already there. So, but was really impressed with them. Really good beer, very nice people. And that was Friday, and then went home, watched the NHL All-Star Skills Competition this weekend in Vegas. That was pretty good. Enjoyed the skills competition. Saturday was the games. They do like a 3-on-3 tournament, which is kind of different and fun. Keeps the play moving. Just like all All-Star games, there's no defense played whatsoever. So it's just, run and gun, trading chances back and forth. So, but it was good. All-Star weekend was pretty fun. Some guys did some really cool stuff in the skills competition, the breakaway challenge, doing different kind of gimmicky things and trick shots and things like that. So it was pretty cool. Then Saturday evening, I don't know if Dean mentioned or not, but we went to dinner with Megan and Dean came to dinner with our family. We went out to
I forgot about that.
Ray's, but you didn't even bring it up.
I didn't.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, there you go. Yep.
Well, no,
See?
no. I really know how special it was for you, so I thought you would want to bring it up.
I'm gonna let Nick tell him because it means a lot to the kid. He's gonna love it. But yeah, no, it was nice you guys joined us. Had a good burger out at Ray's place and laid low on Sunday, so it was a nice little weekend though. Nice little weekend.
Very good.
Do we have to report when we have sex? I don't know if that's what this segment was for or not. I can't.
Okay, so actually on Saturday, your sister and I, as a matter of fact, there might have
With
been
each
some time.
other?
Yeah, right before dinner,
Okay.
actually. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so when I
Yeah.
shook your hand hello, I don't remember.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway,
Didn't
yeah,
wash
it
it.
I was
great
curious.
time.
It was like, oh, why was he eating tapioca pudding before?
Ew.
You have
Yeah.
dessert afterwards. That's silly. You can't gross me out, motherfucker.
All right. Idiot reviews. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try again.
So did you guys see anything besides imagining Nick and your sister over the last week or so?
That's pretty much it for me.
Dean,
That's all I
is
can
it?
think about, yeah.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah,
Dean,
the regular stuff. We'll touch on Boba Fett after the finale next week. But yeah, that's about the only stuff I'll watch. The stuff I've been watching. Which,
Yeah.
Okay.
if you want to know the reviews for the very first time, go back and listen to last week's episode. So
Okay. Well, I caught a couple new things. The Pam and Tommy series dropped on Hulu, so they started with 3 episodes. It'll be a weekly episode. I don't know how many episodes are in this series, but it is the story of the. It's kind of a comedic take of the sex tape getting out from Pamela Anderson Lee and Tommy Lee. Kind of tells the backstory of how they met, and Sebastian Stan, who was the Winter Soldier, who I know Nick's going to completely. He's going to, of course, finish watching the Falcon and Winter Soldier series at some point here. But
I'm actually almost done with the process of thinking with that I'm going to get back to watching
Mhm.
it. So yeah.
very good. But he, and I know Nick, you're a Tommy Lee fan. Nick is
Mhm.
actually, we said in other episodes, he is actually named after Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue. So he got the name Nick from his dad. Anyway, and he was good in that role. I mean, he definitely clearly studied the mannerisms of Tommy Lee and the voice inflections and stuff like
it
that,
looks
the
exactly
behaviors.
like him.
Yeah, so it's really, really good. And then
Is he better or worse than Machine Gun Kelly at playing Tommy Lee?
it's just different. I mean, it's just a different. This is the '90s Tommy Lee.
Right. It's a different version of him. Yeah.
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly, I thought did a really, really good job of the young
Yeah.
Tommy Lee when Motley Crue was starting out here. So I wouldn't want to say one is better than the other necessarily, and Lily James too as Pamela Anderson. They make her up, and I mean she definitely resembles Pamela Lee. I mean it's pretty cool, and then Seth Rogen, and it's just a lot of good performances in this. Nick Offerman is in it. It was
He's my
said recently.
favorite.
Yeah, he's good. He's like a porn star director, and he helps with this district. Andrew Dice Clay makes a cameo from the
Really?
80s fame comedian. Yeah. So just entertaining. If you like that story, you like that scene, and you like it's very 90s stuff, just check it out. Don't watch it with your kids. There are some scenes in there that's like very inappropriate for kids, and it's just funny adult humor. And all I'll say, guys, when I said this in our group chat, if you do watch it, when you do watch it, let me know after you see the talking scene. Like I said, that's all I'm going to say. The talking scene.
Now it's a
is-
series, or is it a movie?
It's a mini series, I think.
It's a mini series.
Yeah.
Okay.
Miniseries, yeah. But it's
Okay.
but it's based on true events. So it's
Sure.
the tape. The tape was stolen. It obviously got out there, and this was in the early days of the internet. And they figured out if they can't distribute it legally, we're going to sell it on the internet. And obviously made a fortune. And there's a whole big legal thing, and gave them some unwanted notoriety, I guess, at the time. I think they wound up making something out of it. But anyway,
Sure.
check that out. So Pam and Tommy on Hulu, a lot of fun. And I also started watching All of Us Are Dead on Netflix, another series. It's a South Korean series, beautifully shot. And if I'm into zombie stuff. To me, almost anything zombie stuff is good for me. There's a very good South
Google
Korean
zombie
movie.
porn if you get a chance.
I know it's out there. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep,
may or
that's a thing.
may or may not have seen before.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But anyway, there's a
Definitely
movie-
have seen before over
Uh-huh.
here.
Yep, there you go. Dean just usually looks in the mirror and he gets some idea of what the zombie
right.
porn might
This-
look like.
This thing's half
Is-
falling off, and that thing.
Well, it's usually
But
whoever
that's what
he's
it-
with appears to be dead. You know,
Yeah.
it's usually how that.
That's only because I have to wake them up.
But there's a movie, a Train to Busan, which is a very, high action zombie movie, and this has that exact same type of feel. So it's a traditional type of zombie movie in the sense of it's the virus is passed on by biting people, and they kill people, but they move fast, and they just when they transform into zombies, it's a whole cool thing with they transform their bodies and they're bending different ways and this and that.
Like dick sucking and stuff. And
No, not quite like that.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
But
Aw,
it
I'm
spreads.
out.
The virus spreads across a high school, like a prep school, and it kind of gets out of there and stuff. So it's a whole dynamic
Like
of the
herpes.
kids, sort of. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. But anyways,
Familiar.
all of us
All
are
right.
all of us are dead. If you like zombie stuff, you'll definitely enjoy this series. I'm like 3 or 4 episodes in. It's 10 episodes, about an hour each. So a lot of fun, great effects. Like I said, beautifully shot, tension, a little bit of funny parts, but yeah, check that out on Netflix.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and actually, according to the misogyny meter, we are due for a break before this goes overboard. So
Yeah, we actually have a meeting with HR. We all three have to attend.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see in a minute, Brian. Sorry.
All right. Well, after a thorough reprimand, we'll return
I hope it's a
after this
spanking.
break. It usually is.
Two.
Hello, friends. We are back on Convincing Idiots, your favorite podcast that is not even appreciated in its own time. Too hip for the times, Convincing Idiots.
Mhm.
I am Millennial Nick.
Mhm.
I'm here with my old ass friends, Gen X Brian and Zennial Dean here, and we are back to talk to you for another segment. I don't know how long it's going to be. As long as we're all having fun together, that's how long we're going to talk.
Mhm.
So I thought it would be a neat idea.
Good night, everybody.
If you have been here before, we've told the story that we all know each other and things like that. But long story short, I've known Dean and Brian for
Do we all
over.
really?
Well, that's the question. I've known Dean and Brian for over 11 years now, and they have known each other even
Wow.
longer than that. So
Mhm.
we probably think we know each other pretty well. But for the sake of our audience, and maybe to stump one another, I thought it might be fun to throw out, say, 5 factoids about yourself. 4 of them are true. 1 are a falsehood, and you guys have to see if you know which statement or fact about us is not true. Do
So
you
grab
guys
your pen
think?
and paper, play along.
Do you think you are up to the challenge?
I can
Yeah,
go.
I-
I can go
Dean, why
first.
don't you start? Start
Yeah.
with your things.
Okay.
Tell us them
Mhm.
things.
Okay, now my 5.
Okay, I'm gonna write down along at
If
home.
you guys want to, mark down
Mhm.
which ones you believe is the false statement.
Okay.
And to how I'm going to do this in a benefit of if you're watching on YouTube, or if you guys are watching me, I'm going to read them with this thing in front of me. I mean, that way you can't see my face. I'm not going to give a poker tell. You
And
know what I
also,
mean?
you don't want to see his face.
What's that? I didn't
I
quite
said that'll be
understand that.
great because you'll be hiding your face
Oh.
from being able to tell people whether or not you're lying. That's good.
Yeah. Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 5 statements, facts, whatever you want to call them. 1 is false. Which one is it? Okay. Number 1. I lost my virginity to a WWF entrance theme album. Number 2. I once was in line with I was once in line with an old lady was in front of me, and she dropped an apple, and I was kind of in a hurry, so I kicked it out of the way, and knowing she would go get it, and she did, and I went ahead of her. So I had to go. Number 3, I wanted to be a boxer when I grew up. Number 4, I once was driving down the road and I saw an old lady, an old man.
Number 4, Dean can read. That one's the falsehood.
No. I can't read my own handwriting. Number 4, I watched an old man in a wheelchair go down a ramp, tip over, and I slowed down just to watch and laugh, and then drove away. And then number 5, I have seen every single episode of the television show Night Court. Those are my number 5.
I have my pick, but I'm not gonna talk.
To recap, number 1, lost virginity. Number 2,
that's a lie.
Old lady in the line.
Done. That's it right there. Lost virginity. Nope.
Number 3, wanted to be a boxer. Number 4, wheelchair old man. And number 5, I've seen every episode of Night Court. So those are mine.
Interesting.
Now, do you guys want to go?
I feel confident.
One is false.
I feel confident in my pick.
Mm-hmm.
The other 4 are truths. Do you want to go? Do you guys want to give your statements, then we go, or you guys want to go now and say which one?
Let's see how Brian. How we doing on your list? Do you feel comfortable with following along and making your list, or do you want to go around? Or do you want me to go next?
I can go whenever you want.
Okay. Well, we don't have to go next, but I'm saying, do you want to figure out which one's Dean's first, or do you want to all go around?
I think that way it's fresh in your memory.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Section by
all
section.
Right, boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a pick, Brian?
I'm going with the old man.
You can. I was gonna say you can also think out loud because mine is locked in. I feel very confident in the one. So to me, so it's funny as I was taking notes quickly here. One that I definitely think is true, if nothing else, based on the way I wrote it down. Wanted a boxer. So that one I feel is true. I feel like Dean definitely wanted to be a boxer when he grew up, and I also feel like he definitely wants a boxer. So that one I feel is true in my opinion. And I'm guessing I know Dean's affinity for Mike Tyson's Punch-Out video game as a kid. So I feel like that would make sense. I want to say I'm like 98% sure that he has seen every episode of Night Court, and I feel like he's told me that. So I feel like
one of his favorite shows.
I feel confident in that. The wheelchair story. Now we're locked in, so there's no changing answers based on what I say. But I'm pretty positive I've heard the wheelchair story, and I think that is true. Can't say for 100%, but I think it is. The Lost the Virginity to the WWF album just sounds so very Dean that I can't dispute it. It seems outlandish, but it also seems incredibly... It's a very Dean thing to happen, in my opinion. So for me, now I know Dean prides himself on being a piece of shit, but I have a hard time believing that Dean knowingly and purposefully kicked an apple away from an old lady in line, knowing that she would leave to pick it up and he would steal her place like some sort of dastardly villain in a Saturday morning cartoon. So that one for me, that is going to be my official. I'm locking it in. The kicking the apple away is the one that I think is false, but and I feel pretty good about that, but I don't know for sure. So Brian, what is your rundown of the list?
Yeah, I'm with you on most of those. I know. I think he told the story of the album playing in his bedroom basement at the time.
Dean, I would
with
well,
the
never mind.
with losing his virginity thing. So yeah, I don't know. I still I'm going with the old man. I just a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
that feeling.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, drum roll, please. And the winner of this round is, and there is a winner. It is Nick.
Yeah,
Nick wins.
All right.
I did
All
not
right.
kick. I did not kick an apple out of line for an old lady.
That's over the line for you. I feel like
it is over the line.
You would pick it up and give it to her, and it's
right.
Yeah,
He'd pick it up, take a bite out of it, and hand it back to her. Probably.
I did lose my virginity while listening to an album. It was supposed to be a different album, and a friend or my brother puts on because it was in the next room.
Of course, your brother.
Speaker. No, the speaker and everything was in the other room.
Yeah,
and I had whatever Boys Met or whatever playing, and he turned it to the album thinking it would be funny, and ultimately it was.
Yeah.
Yep, I did want to be a boxer when I grew up. And yes, I did slow down when I saw an old man fall out of a wheelchair. Not my proudest moment in my life. And of course, I've seen every episode of Night Court. Come on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who hasn't?
I have a question. I have a follow-up question to your list here.
Sure.
Do you remember whose entrance theme you finished to?
Fuck. Okay. This could have been part of the embarrassing
I
episode
really want to
from
know.
last year. Because I will actually tell you a little bit of the story, because it's a full story that I could tell in another show, but it was the Rocks.
Okay. The first rock, the rock, like if you smell what the
Okay, boys.
and he's just talking throughout in the middle of it.
You know how when you're making love and you get into the thick and the throw of it, and
you just got to drop the people's elbow on a bitch sometimes.
No. Some guys will slip up and sit and whisper in the girls because you're right there in her ear, and you accidentally whisper, "I love you."
Dean was like, "Can you smell what the Dean's got cooking?"
That's exactly what the fuck happened. I said, "Do you smell what I'm cooking?" Because it kept repeating in my fucking ear. I said that.
I'm so secondhand embarrassed for you. Oh my god. Please tell me the next thing that happened.
How is that not your most embarrassing story from last
I forgot about it until just now.
Oh my goodness.
The only thing that would
the whole story
is
much more embarrassing.
The only
it's a whole series of unfortunate events of that evening.
The only way I want this to end is that afterwards you stood up.
There's so many douche jokes going on right now.
You peeled the condom off like the people's elbow, and you flung it across the room, and you ran from one side, and you ran to the other side. Oh my god!
If there's a different reason for another time when we have more time, I will tell that story.
How did that not make your embarrassing stuff?
I'm sorry. I'm now a little upset with myself because the whole situation is quite douche chill embarrassing.
That's a good one. That's a real good one. Man,
that beats the toilet story.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's
funny.
Okay, somebody go.
All right.
Brian, you need to round out your list, or you want me to go?
I go for next, or you can. Whatever. What do you want to do?
I'll go.
You go.
Who go? Well, don't try to out Canadian me.
I'll go.
You go.
You go.
You go.
You go.
Yes,
last.
you go. You go first, sir.
Al Gore, Igor.
So now one of these is a
Okay.
lie, the rest are truths.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Okay. I was once arrested at an amusement park and put in jail. I am adopted, and I have over the years reconnected with my biological mother, and her and my birth mother have met face to face. I was briefly a bodyguard for former Rat singer Stephen Pearcy. I was once an extra in a local low-budget horror movie in the Akron area. And I was once offered to dance at a bachelorette party.
That's a good one.
One of those.
The whole list.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
I know 2 are true. Right off the bat.
I think Brian's being sneaky.
Okay.
I think Brian's being sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Flat out.
There's no.
Nope. Only one of those is a lie.
No, I know, but I'm saying I think the verbiage of one is being sneaky.
Okay.
So I'm between 2 of what I think.
Me too. And I finished up. So you want me to go?
Go ahead.
Okay. And once again, I've locked it in. I've written it down. Brian, from
Hold on,
previous
before
shows.
okay, yeah, I'm going to take this out. I'm just going to pick one because I don't want to be swayed by anything you say. Okay, there we go.
Well, I'll start with the one because we all know that if you've listened to the show before, Brian was adopted and his they have reconnected and his mothers have met. The horror movie, I know that there's been a lot of low budget horror movies made in the Akron area, especially in the past since 2000s. So I can't imagine that's hard to be part of. So he probably had a friend that was doing it and stuff.
So you're actually like shitting on Brian's like ability to be a proper extra in a horror movie?
No. I'm just saying is
it's super
there's
easy.
been a
Anybody
lot of
can do
shows.
it. It's not a big deal. Like, it's whatever. It's going to
but,
take away.
But
his
he's going to have to tell us later which ones it is so we can watch it. So, the one I think that he was trying to be sneaky on is what sounds absurd, but bodyguard for Rat. I think that Rat came into to Akron sometime and they were all drinking and something happened to where he was like a bodyguard for like while he went to the bathroom or just for that night or something like that. So I'm gonna say the bodyguard for the Rat is true. And now I'm in between my 2, the amusement park arrest and offered to dance. I think that Brian and I have been out before to different bars and weird things happen when he's around. Just funny, odd things, especially with women. They're very odd around us, and it ends up being very funny. So I could see like a bachelorette party coming through, asking him to dance, and he probably was drunk enough to kind of think about it, but ultimately didn't happen. But I think that's true. So I think his lie is the amusement park arrest is his lie. Nick, what say you?
Similar to before, I agree with you on most things. I feel like I know the adopted mom meeting, and I know that's true. I feel like he's mentioned the extra in the horror movie before. I feel like that's pretty true. The amusement park and bachelorette party dancing, similar scale to me. What I think he's being sneaky about, though, is I don't think he was a bodyguard for Stephen Pearcy at Rat. I think I want to say I know he has a picture with Stephen Pearcy, and I feel like the story was that his friend was a bodyguard for Stephen Pearcy, and I think he's being sneaky. I don't think he was. I think his friend was, and that is the one that I am picking to be the lie. I don't think he was a bodyguard for Stephen Pearcy. I think his friend was. So that's what I'm going with.
Drum roll, please.
You are both wrong.
Oh,
it's the amusement park. Or no, it's the bachelor party. Bachelorette party.
The lie is that I was once an extra in a low budget horror movie.
What?
So, yes,
Huh.
the arrest happened. I was 18, and my buddy Jim, who's a police officer that you guys have met, at the time I was 18, he was 16. We snuck beer into Cedar Point. Got caught by the Cedar Point police. We were not drunk or anything, and
You
they
can take beer into Cedar Point now, can't you?
well, we were underage then.
Oh, okay.
You could take beer in then.
I'll say I've
I don't know
done
about
that.
now.
Okay.
I don't know about
I
now,
see.
but I'm not sure. Anyway, so because we had beer illegally,
Mhm.
they threw me in the county jail, literally, and threw him in the DH. My dad had to come up to Sandusky and bail us out in a neck brace at the time.
Wow.
Shit.
Driving up, picking up his So yeah, that was quite the experience.
But he was
Like I say,
mad.
He was mad. He was angry. He was angry. Making that collect call, man. That was tough. In the prison cell. But he even thought he was. I'll tell you the story more and more detail. But that is true. You're
I'll tell
right
you, with,
about the
hold on, real
adoption.
quick,
Go
for
Yeah.
all of us pieces of shit that whatever roles we might play in the show, I've never been in any sort of jail.
So for years
You
on
two-
job applications,
You two
I
awful
have-
shits
I
have been to
haven't.
jail.
for years, yeah. You ever been arrested?
Yeah.
I had to say yes. For
Yep.
what
Yeah.
reason? Arrested at Cedar Point for illegal possession of alcohol.
Yeah.
And it never, I don't think it ever prohibited me from getting a job, but for
Right.
years I'm like, I don't know if it's still on my record or not. I'm not gonna say
You're not gonna lie
I was
about it.
never arrested, and it comes up on your stupid background check. They're like, this guy's lying to us, So
I've been on
Yeah.
the right side of the bars,
so,
and you two criminal
yeah,
hooligans.
yeah.
Look at this.
Well, it must be nice to be so privileged, Dean. That's all
I'm
I
a good
can
boy.
say.
What can I say?
Yep. You're right about the adoption. You guys know that. So I was adopted, and my birth biological mom and adopted mom have met, and they have become acquainted a little bit over the years. I was indeed offered to dance at a bachelorette party. This was when I was 18 or 19 years of age. It was a girl I worked with, was throwing a bachelorette party, and offered to hire me to dance at the party. I was definitely a little thinner and in really good shape.
you
at the
imagine
time,
that-
But
So
I-
you weren't like daddy thick back then.
Can you imagine
No,
the
I did.
the amazing mullet flowing as he's got that banana hammock
Oh, yeah.
just flying
Exactly what it
back
was.
and forth.
Hair dangling down his back. Between his shoulder
did-
playing the
blades.
rat
did go
playing
to the
over the
party.
loudspeakers
That's right.
Round and
That's right.
as he's spinning it round and round.
I did go to the party. That's right. Yeah. This was like 87 or 88. It was right around that era.
Nikolai was born then. That's fun.
Yep. I tell you what, though, I went to that party and served drinks.
Okay.
And they did have a male dancer come in. And let me tell you, women, it was
Pandemonium.
nuts, crazy, insane, nuts. The party ended where, at some point of the party, I should say, the guy just turned around and he says, "Ladies, baby wants me, I'll be upstairs." Goes upstairs, at least 3 women right
Look
upstairs.
at that.
I was like,
That
whoa.
could have been you.
Wow. No,
Could've
I'm
been
just, none of that ever
No,
happened.
he's
with
saying
me,
it
but
could have been.
It was definitely an
I'm
You
saying it
could
could
have
have.
had
Could have.
your
Sure.
pick of the litter.
Yeah,
It
you
was-
thought
it was-
you thought sneaking beers into Cedar Point was bad. You fucked
Right.
up here, man.
Well,
You
it
could
was
have got
just-
old
it was
lady
just-
herpes.
Well, it's just guys have there's a stigma with guys at bachelor parties, and I got to see it definitely works both ways, if you know what I mean. So anyhow,
Sure.
and I was indeed for about an hour the designated bodyguard of former Rat singer Stephen Piercy. He did come to Akron as a solo tour. They had a few concerts at the Cascade in downtown Akron there for a while. They had a few concerts there in the summer. And this particular concert was actually pretty good. It was Stephen Piercy, Vixen, you might know,
Oh
Nick,
yeah, Vixen. One of my
and the
favorites.
headliner was Vince Neil on his own at the time. Now, this is
Oh.
early 2000s. Okay, And my buddy Jim, same guy, cutting it fast forward, he had backstage passes for being an officer. And I'm back there hanging out, and we're standing by this short guy. This short guy standing watching Vixen. So Vixen's on the stage, and there's a guy shorter than me. So he's like, 5'7", maybe, something like that. Walk up, it's like, who the hell is this guy hanging out there standing? And it's fucking Stephen Piercy standing there watching Vixen behind. Nobody's back there. It gets Akron. It's not like a big scene, but it was still cool.
Right.
There was a lot of people, behind the gate and everything. We're back there hanging out. It was pretty cool. We had access to beer and all kinds of stuff back there. And there was a bodyguard standing there with him. Okay. And we're talking, and it was like, hey, we're talking to Stephen Piercy. We loved Rat growing up, still love him. And next thing I knew, the bodyguard looks at me and he goes, "You watch him," and disappears.
Hold on. They had
I'm standing there.
you be a bodyguard for him.
Yeah.
Who were you
Right.
protecting him from? A gaggle of school children?
Nobody. Nobody.
That's
Nobody's
the
back
equivalent of hold my beer while I take a leak real quick.
there, basically.
Yeah.
But I'm standing there, but it was about an hour, I think.
Yeah.
It could have been 15 minutes. I don't know. In my mind, it was a while. Okay.
Did you
But the
cross
next-
your arms?
but I'm like, next thing I know, I'm like,
Did you?
oh yeah. It's funny. You take on a different. Yeah, it was exactly. That's exactly what I was doing. For no reason. There was
Right.
nobody back there. I'm just looking around like,
Just in
this guy
case
entrusted me.
someone's case in the situation, they're like that. You can't fuck
That's
with
right.
that guy. His arms are crossed.
That's right. But I was like,
Yep.
oh my God, I am Stephen Piercy's motherfucking bodyguard for as long as it lasted.
Somebody tried to
So-
hurt him. Somebody
yeah.
tried to hurt Stephen Piercy.
Nothing happened.
Brian A, whips him with his mullet, and then B,
Yep.
pulls off the pants banana hammock, whips him with that, because he was at
Wow.
he
Yep.
was dancing at the party earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So there you go.
Fantastic. Good
Yeah.
run, bud.
Wow.
Very good.
Yeah, good stuff.
Nikolai, lie to
All right.
us.
I have 5 things to tell you,
Tell me.
boys. 4 of them
Whisper
are true. Which one is not? Fact number 1 for Millennial Nicholas. I have flown the Goodyear blimp. Number 2, I have skated on the Columbus Blue Jackets ice. Number 3, I have met a Power Ranger. Number 4, I have adopted a polar bear. And number 5, I have been in a hot air balloon. Which of those statements do you think? So to recap, the things that Nicholas has done in his many endeavors on this big blue marble floating through the universe. Millennial Nick has flown the Goodyear blimp, as well as skated on the Columbus Blue Jackets ice. He has also met a Power Ranger. He has adopted a polar bear, and he has been in a hot air balloon. And he talks in the third person now, apparently.
As he should from now on.
This is the way he
The
speaks
Nick
now.
says,
Do you
Mhm.
smell
I
what the
do.
Nick is cooking? Do you?
I do. Brian, you got, how you looking over there?
All right, so I'll say, the Blue Jackets, I believe. I know Nick's certainly a huge hockey fan. He plays in a league. He may have had the opportunity to get out there and skate, whether it be a league or some type of fan thing or something like that. So I think that's true. I know he loves the Power Rangers, one of his favorite shows growing up. I think he's talked about the opportunity to meet one prior, at least in my mind he has. So I believe that one as well.
If that's a lie, that's weird that that's in your mind. In my mind, Nick's
Yeah.
always just met
Right.
a Power Ranger.
No, I think he's talked about it prior. So I have that. Yeah, like you guys swore. He mentioned he thought I mentioned the horror movie thing before,
Yeah.
which I never have, but that's
Yeah.
okay. The blimp and the hot air balloon certainly tie together. So I want to say I believe those. So I think he's had the opportunity to do both of those things. They're similar interests. And the polar bear one is probably something to where he's adopted some other type of animal. So I'm going to say that one is not true. The polar bear adoption is probably, again, it's probably some other animal he's adopted through one of those,
Sure.
nature, wildlife, things or something like that. So that's what I got.
Okay.
Denis,
What do you
what do you
think,
think? What do you think I'm lying about?
First off, let's start with the Power Rangers. I know that's true. If I remember correctly, I've seen the picture. Him and his dad were, and I definitely knew the story about him and his dad going to maybe the IX Center or some sort of con or something like that. But remember that. And like you, Brian, with the hockey connections, I believe that somewhere, somehow, he had to have gotten down on the ice. Maybe as a kid, even like when how Carter got to run the bases around Cleveland Indians, and I got to do it with him, so that was super cool. But something like that as a kid. I also believe that being from Akron, it is not easy, but you can get tickets to get in the Goodyear Blimp and go up. And I think maybe as a kid that they tell the kid grab the handles. Oh, you're flying the blimp. So that's very possible. Very, very possible. Adopt a polar bear. He's very pro-Canadian, which is very cold. So he would have an affinity for said polar bears. And the hot air balloon, I just think that's something I would have heard about. That's a story. If somebody's flown in a hot air balloon, you tell your friends. I know I would. I've never flown in a hot air balloon, but if I did, you guys goddamn sure would know about it. So my falsehood for Nikolai Volkov here is he has never flown in a hot air balloon. Nick, what say you?
Alrighty. Well, where's my drum roll? I must report to you.
That was disturbing.
We have no winners. I stumped both of you. Believe it or not, the lie is that I have skated on Columbus Blue Jackets ice.
How about that?
I have never.
Okay.
That's why I threw it in there. I thought it was a good stumper because of all the
Right,
ice.
very good.
I've skated on, where the Monsters play and the Lumberjacks. I've played on the Q. I've skated on the ice at the Q before. So yeah, my Goodyear blimp story. My grandfather worked for BF Goodrich, which turned into Goodyear for many years. And he, on one weekend when I was about 8 or 9 years old, like Dean said, we were able to get tickets to go up on the Goodyear blimp. Went up by the pilots and whatever. I mean, it was a closed thing. It was just who we
Please
brought.
tell me he asked you if you ever seen a grown man naked.
He has not, and I wouldn't have got that before about a year ago. I do understand the reference, but no, that did not happen. But I can say, though, in your story, your retelling of it, you were almost spot on, but I can guarantee you I was flying that fucking blimp because he gave me the thing. He goes, yeah, go ahead and steer it, whatever. And he goes, if you push it forward, it goes, down a little bit, pull it up, and all this stuff. So I push on it and that fucker nose dove. Like, I mean, it's slow. So you're not plummeting to the ground, but I mean, everything went, it's very touchy. So he hit the button and went, yeah, see, it's, and like brought it back and it's like, yeah, it's pretty touchy. Kid. So yeah. So me and a buddy of mine from school at the time, my mom and my grandparents, we went on the Goodyear blimp. So that was pretty cool. I was probably, 8 or 9 years old if I had to guess. So yeah, the Blue Jackets one was a lie. Not actually skated on Blue Jackets ice before.
How in the fuck are you going to go in a hot air balloon and not tell people? That's weird.
Well,
Brian, have you ever been on a hot air balloon? I had a busy
weekend. I haven't talked to you.
Tell me if you did,
I haven't talked to you since I did it.
Hold on, what? Hold on, wait, what?
Sure.
Yeah, I went Sunday. I haven't talked to you guys since I did it.
Oh, this past Sunday?
No.
Yeah.
It's like fucking 30 degrees outside. Come on.
No. So I'll skip to that one. The hot air balloon was actually odd as it was. It was kind of cool because I never would have thought to get somebody that. But for my graduation gift, one of my mom's mom, my grandmother, got me and my girlfriend at the time a hot air balloon.
What amazing gift.
And I was like, and I was kind of like, on one hand, you're kind of like, what a random ass thing. But on the other hand, when would I have ever flown in a hot air balloon otherwise? It was it was cool. I mean, it was kind of scary because literally, like, that basket is waist high. If you lean over too far, you're fucking going on the ground. and you're up there. But like it's that was really cool. You're just in this. I mean, it's exactly what you think it would be. It's a tiny little basket, flames right there. You're way up there. It's a very freeing and exhilarating experience. It was cool. It was really cool. Yeah, for being something that I remember when I first was like, oh, thank you. I'm like, it's
Right.
different. And then like when we did it, I'm like, wow. Like,
you better have called her
cool.
and thanked her some more afterwards. Be like, that was so fucking cool.
Yeah. I did, because at the time I was just like, thank you. Thank you very much. Very appreciative. But then like after we did it, I was like, I didn't realize how cool it was till after I actually experienced it. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. Thank you. So definitely an outside the box gift. There's a good gift idea for you guys. You can't think of what to get somebody. Your adult friends or your, whatever. Get them a hot air balloon ride. It's something they don't even know they want, and they won't know they want it, or that.
Gift that keeps on giving the whole year through.
Maybe give them herpes on the hot air balloon, and then it's the gift that keeps it.
That's what we like about you, Nick.
Never forget
you're a thinker.
Yeah,
never forget it.
That's right. So yes,
Nick was like, this is going to be a cool story on a podcast someday.
Right now, my co-host is protecting Stephen Piercy from Rat, and it's going to be awesome. No, I was way younger than that at the time. I was much younger than 18.
Yeah.
And somewhere my other host is losing his virginity to the Rock's theme song. It's great.
Yep.
So yeah, have been on a hot air balloon. I have met my favorite Power Ranger of all time. Walter Jones was Zach the Black Ranger, the original Black Ranger. Actually, where I'm sitting in the corner, they used to have these kids' gloves where you would put your thumb to the side of your hand and make a chop action, and it would make a sound. And they had the gloves when you crossed them over, they would make the Power Rangers like whatever go Power Rangers.
You were the lamest fucking kid ever.
Actually, that's what you think now as an adult, but you bet your fucking ass I was the coolest kid in school for having them shits. Coolest kid in school for having them shits. Everybody wanted them. The commercials were dope. Everything was awesome. And I had them. Anyway, I had the Black Ranger gloves. Had the little mastodon thing, the black, diamonds on them. So I have that, and I have it right now. Now this part makes me lame. To this day,
please.
It's in my grown-up bar on a shelf, and it's autographed by Walter Jones, the original Black Ranger. So have met a Power Ranger.
I'm not actually going to call you out for that being lame, because yes, as a kid, I didn't dig Power Ranger, wasn't my thing. But like, if you have something that you did dig as a kid and it's signed by somebody over there, and you still, I won't fault you for having it on your person now. So
yeah, and he was my like
if I could have had like a comic
he was
signed by Jim Davis, I'd have been
there. You go.
But was I very cool for?
So yeah, that
my
having a bunch of comics
of Garfield. No.
Oh yeah. Now it would be cool because it's it's a collector's item. Right.
That's a term.
Right. That's if Brian, if he would have had like one of the 10 Commandments signed and given to him,
Sure.
Like,
yeah,
wow,
absolutely.
that's probably worth a lot of money now.
Sure. Absolutely.
That's right.
And then lastly, I have adopted a polar bear symbolically, as Brian pointed out, as one of those. I am a polar bear conservation enthusiast in many ways, and give money frequently or semi-frequently to Polar Bears International, which is a non-profit polar bear conservation organization. And so I have and I have a certificate on the other side of the wall there that it's a polar bear. I have symbolically adopted a polar bear. Am I a polar bear? What? Because I'm a polar bear dad. Like I'm a polar bear by association.
No, because you're a polar bear enthusiast. Have you ever done the polar bear plunge?
I would love to. I have not, but I would.
I've done it once.
I would love to.
Porter's Lakes.
Yep.
It was February. Luckily, it wasn't the.
I'd say it's coming up soon.
You get people to sign up and give you money for it and stuff, and you go on the platform. You wait your turn. There was a team of like I think 4 of us. You jump in the fucking ice water. you as soon as you go down, like everything in your body goes, "That was horrible idea. What a shitty idea this was." But then you pop up and it's just survival. You're just getting to you get to the end of the dock, you climb up, you go in a tent where there's a bunch of old naked guys with, I mean, they're tiny shriveled penises and everywhere, and
Okay, so as a
All right.
polar bear
Mhm.
dad, as a polar bear adopted father, I would like, it's probably too late, and also we'd probably like to make more of a thing of it. Next year, for the Polar Bear Plunge, I challenge both of you to join me in signing up for the Polar Bear Plunge. I think we should make a thing of it. I think we should go to our friends. We should pump it up. We should try to get people to donate to the Convincing Idiots Polar Bear Plunge. Make it a
okay,
thing.
let me
Let's do
explain
it.
this to you guys before you say yes. I did it, and luckily it was relatively warm day in February, meaning it was
Mm-hmm.
30 degrees, 32, 30. You know what I mean? It was relatively warm. The sun was out. If it's not, and it's a regular day in February,
Mm-hmm.
it's like it makes me nervous to think about it. But Brian, if you're in, I'm in.
Well, here's the thing. You're not going to scare me because you guys have American blood and you're pussies about shit like that. Well, I don't care. We're going in the ice water. It's going to be great. I'm going. I'm going with or without you guys. So if you want
Brian,
to join
what
me,
you say?
I'm doing it.
You get a magnet. I have a magnet on my fridge.
Mhm.
You get that?
You
Yeah.
get a magnet. You get a magnet. Actually, if you get, I think there's,
Yes.
you get more shit if you get enough
Right.
donations.
But you
There's
automatically
prize pack,
give
not
you
prize
as you
packages,
walk out, they give you a magnet. But
I think we should get a team. I think we should try to talk our better halves into doing this with us as well. I think we should invite people that
I
want to
think
join
we should
us
invite
and
some of our
definitely
fun
try to get people
listeners
to donate.
that some of our loyal
Absolutely.
ones like Matt.
We're looking at John. Yep, Matt, John. Yep. My mom. My
Uh-huh.
mom. Anybody else's parents that are listening?
I will go out on a
Right.
limb and say our significant others will not do that. Hell, we're not even through this conversation, and Brian hasn't even committed. So.
Yeah,
Well,
I think I
something you
posed
don't
it to
know
Robin
about-
before, and she said she
Okay.
would. So,
I
or
don't know
be
if you know this,
interested. So I think she will.
I do not know how to swim. I don't know if you knew that about me or not.
You're not in
No,
deep
no.
enough to
Yeah.
swim, though. It's waist deep. It's like,
Okay, then that's,
And
that's
there's
fine.
even
Yeah. I'll
in
do
that, there's also lifeguards in the
lifeguards.
water in like the leather, not leather suits. What are they? The fucking seal suits or whatever to keep you warm.
yeah, the
Oh, if it's
neoprene
that,
suits.
yeah.
Neoprene suits, yeah.
Oh, if it's that, I'll do.
Hold
that.
on, let's get back to this. You don't know how to
Sure.
swim?
Mm-mm.
Well, I guess
He was
Nope.
too busy being Secret Service for fucking
That's true.
Stephen Piercy, man. He ain't got time for learning how to swim.
those guns
and
are made
dancing
for
for
punching,
ladies.
not rowing.
Fear of the water. I couldn't get over it.
Yeah.
So it's something I'd have to work through. I get out on boats and things like that. That's fine. I'll go canoeing. I'll go boating.
I didn't know
I'll do
this
all that
about
type
you.
of stuff. Yeah. The thought of going underwater is frightening.
But okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I'd have
A
to
lot
work
of
through
people, and Nick, you'll be with me on this. A lot of people jump in, and it's like up to here, and then they
Right.
shuffle out. No,
I could
but
do that.
me, I'm like, if I'm going in, I put my feet up because
Go in.
if I'm doing this experience, I'm
Mhm.
going under. I want to feel what it's like to be under ice water. So I
I plan on
Sure.
doing a full body dive. Like I'm going
see. I
surfboard.
did
just
like a, what do they call it?
sideways,
The
in.
where you just tuck the one leg up and the one, and where you tuck the one knee up and go down. That's what I did.
Yeah.
But I made sure I went under because
Okay.
I wanted to. Why be half wet? You know, if you're gonna do it.
Mhm.
All this talk of you being half wet and going down is getting me places. Let me tell you. So is that
All right.
is that a commitment from both of you that I
If
have?
Brian's in, I'm in.
Or is
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Like I
next
said, I believe it
February.
happens
does.
in February. I mean, we're a year
Mhm.
out, but it's not enough time to pump it the way I'd like to now. So let's plan
Oh
for
no,
next
actually,
February.
I think that at this point the spots are full. Yeah,
Or they
None
already
of the-
do it.
Well, if not, the spots
okay,
are full.
yeah.
But they might have already done. Well, no,
Yeah.
it's hell. It's probably this weekend.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well, we'll get ahead of the ball there. I will head it up as our team
All right.
captain
I'm
for
in.
next February. You have my word.
Now, and then you get
Excellent.
well, and the fun thing is and we'll talk about it more once we get closer. But there's people in costumes. They're doing. I mean, there's a whole.
Yeah, right.
Each team has a different thing. Our team didn't. I mean, I didn't. Our team, kind of lame. But I say at the very least, we all wear our shirts.
Sure.
That, and even in the cold, I
Absolutely.
don't want to show my fat body.
And by
so.
then,
Yeah.
by
I
then
was saying,
we'll
I'm
probably
thinking
have
swimsuit
bodyguards.
because it would be so. Yeah, right.
What, Brian?
I say,
I said by then we'll probably have bodyguards. Maybe
Right.
another whole year.
Can we make?
Stephen
Of the
Piercy will be
podcast.
guarding us.
Yeah.
Can we send our bodyguards
needs
for
something
our
to do.
proxy? Send them in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, guys, I think it's time. We have one more. Actually, now this is two truths and a lie. One
Okay.
more for you. Okay. Dean has once filmed fake wrestling in a living room. I have met Ted Nugent before, and the show is not about to end. Nick,
Mm,
which
well,
one is the lie?
as someone who has seen the mastery that is Dean's homemade wrestling tape, I know that is a truth.
Mhm.
And also knowing you and the way your name has gotten around the rock circuit after so fiercely protecting Stephen Piercy, I would have to imagine you have at least met Ted Nugent.
I got to meet this dude
I have.
And
stood up for Steve.
that's right. That's right. So I would have to imagine, as much as it saddens me that the truth, the falsity would be that the show is going to continue. I think it must be time to end another wonderful meeting of idiots this week on Convincing Idiots. So please be sure to go to all of our social media accounts and like, subscribe, follow us, comment, interact in any way that you see fit. For quick access to that, you can go to our Linktree. So type into Google Convincing Idiots Linktree, LINKTREE, and there you will find all that for you, as well as places you can listen to the podcast, our email address, all that good stuff. Also available for you is our website. Go check that out for us, convincingidiots.wordpress.com. And we look forward to talking to you both in truth, and we can't wait to lie to you again.
I do it
next
a
week
lot.
on Convincing Idiots. So for this episode of Convincing Idiots, I am your liar, the millennial, of course, Nick.
I'm the Fibber Dean.
I'm the truth teller, Gen X Brian.
Have we convinced you to make it your truth to come back and join us next week? Come on.